Okay, I wanted to talk about how the welfare mentality is killing the black community. Because there's too many black people who are being dependent on the government. Welfare is supposed to be temporary. It's not supposed to be something that you be on for your entire life. And I'm seeing a lot of black family generations who are passing this ignorance down from one generation to the next generation. I grew up in the projects myself, and my mother was on welfare. But she was only on welfare for a couple years, and she got a job, and we moved out of the ghetto. And she always inspired me and my brothers to always be self-sufficient and be independent. And I think that's where we need to be at as black people. We need to stop relying on government handouts. We need to stop relying on the government in order to survive. Now, there's nothing wrong with being on welfare as long as you're being on it temporarily. I mean, if you lose your job and you need for 6 months or so, or a year that you need to get on welfare temporarily in order to help your family, in order to help feed your family, there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm against are the people that get on welfare and stay on welfare their whole life. Those are the people that I'm against. Those are the people that I'm criticizing in this video. I'm not attacking every person that's on welfare. There's a huge difference between a person that gets on welfare temporarily and a person that gets on welfare to stay on this shit their whole life. There's a huge difference between the two. And I just think this welfare mentality needs to stop in the black community. We need to start being more independent. We need to start being more self-sufficient. I see some of these women who specifically get pregnant and have baby after baby just to get on welfare and to get on Section 8. And I think this type of mentality is destroying the black community. And it's breaking up a lot of black families. Because a lot of these younger women think they don't need a man. This is the reason why there's so many single black mothers. Because a lot of these women are just specifically getting pregnant and having baby after baby just to get on Section 8 and welfare. And a lot of these programs, they won't give you these programs if you're married. If you're married, they won't give you a lot of these government programs if you're a married woman. That's why there's a lot of women that are choosing to be single mothers for this reason. And I just think this is absolutely disgraceful. And this is the main reason why so many black families are broken up. This is the reason why so many black kids are growing up in broken homes. I believe that every black child should have a father in his life. He should have a father figure in his life. I know every household is not going to have a two-parent household. Realistically, that's not going to happen in today's society. But I think every child should have a father figure in his life. And I think a lot of these younger women don't care. They don't care whether the child has a father in his life or not. All they care about doing is getting pregnant and getting that welfare check and getting on Section 8. And I think this is a mentality that's completely destroyed the family structure. It's completely destroyed the black family structure over the last 40 years, in my personal opinion. And I just want to encourage black people to start being more independent. Start being more self-sufficient. Stop relying on the government. When you rely on the government, that's when the government controls you. That's when the government has more power over you than you have over yourself. I just saw a video of a woman that has 15 kids with 3 different men. And she lost her Section 8 and she lost her house And she's saying that everybody should pay for her kids, that everybody should give her money to support her kids. And this is the exact mentality that I was talking about. There is no self-responsibility. This is a woman that wants to rely on the system in order to survive. She has no plans of ever getting a job. She has no plans of ever doing anything for herself. All she wants to do is lay on her ass and have baby after baby after baby. And this is the mentality that I was talking about. These are the type of people who are destroying the black family. Because women like this are the type of women where they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything for themselves. All they want to do is have baby after baby so they can get more welfare and more Section 8. If you go back to the 1960s, before welfare started, more than 90% of black kids were raised in a two-parent household. More than 90% of black kids were born in wedlock. But if you look at today's statistics, only 30% of black kids are raised in a two-parent household. And only 30% of black kids are born in wedlock. And I think we need to change these numbers around. The only way we're going to change these numbers around, we need to change our mentality. We need to stop relying on the government and start being more self-sufficient and more independent. And stop the gender war. And we need to come together as black people and be united. That's the only way we're going to bring back black families. That's the only way we're going to bring back values in the black family. Because right now, in most black families, there is no values. There is no morals and values in the black family today. And I just think this needs to change. We need to change this mindset.
Good evening, I'm Keith Case.
I'm Gail Sierens. Thank you for joining us this evening. One mother and 12 young children. They have no food, no clothes, no shoes, and no place to go after getting evicted. The Tampa mom says she's asked for help, but to no avail. Did the system fail her? That's what 8 on Your Side wants to know. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson is in our Tampa newsroom with a story that has many different turns. Jeff?
Indeed it does, Gail. Angel Adams says her children are a gift from God, but now she needs help caring for them. Adams is blaming the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Child Protection Team and others for her problems.
In my case, they done been in my life 6 months and I'm homeless.
37-year-old Angel Adams blames the system for her problems, a system of social service agencies trying to help her. Adams has 15 children, 12 who are now living with her in this small motel room. While we were in the room, the children had no food available, no shoes, and Adams says they haven't had a change of clothes in more than 3 days. A concerned employee of the motel called us after seeing her plight. Landlords recently evicted Adams and her children from this Tampa apartment after discovering she was living there with her 12 children. The kids' clothes, books, toys, and furniture are now out on the curb, picked over by scavengers. The building's owners say they gave ample warning to Adams, warnings they say she chose to ignore.
We tried to help them, and I think several other agencies, you know, with paying of her rent and the paying of her utilities and stuff, you know, did more than their part.
But Adams says her life didn't start to fall apart until social service agencies got involved. Her fiancé, Gary Brown Sr., the man who fathered 10 of her 15 children, was arrested, and Adams says she was left with nothing.
I don't have any clothes. People been donating food just around here, just helping me out with food, and I don't have anything.
We called the Department of Children and Families to see what they've been doing to help. DCF says Hillsborough Kids Incorporated has been helping by paying Adams rent, even providing her furniture. Adams says it isn't enough.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children, and mine and Gary, all our suffering, all our pain. Somebody needs to be held accountable and they need to pay.
DCF Regional Director Nick Cox wanted to see for himself the situation that Adams now finds herself in.
I know there's some help that's been coming your way, but what I'm concerned about right now is I want to make sure, number one, that for right now, you know, all of you and your kids don't belong in that one room.
Tonight, Angel Adams and her 12 children are in a much better place after Nick Cox, who is the regional director of the Department of Children and Families, got involved. He found a temporary home at a kid's place in Brandon for the family. DCF says they will sit down with Adams and a team of case management workers to determine the best way to move forward to help her and the children. Gail.
All right, Jeff. Hillsborough Kids Incorporated is a support agency that works for the Department of Children and Families. A spokesperson for HKI says they've been trying to work with Adams for months to help, even paying $800 a month in rent for several months, trying to help her get back on her feet. She has given birth to 15 children. She was living with 12 of those children in a small 2-bedroom motel room. She also angered a lot of you with her attitude. Today, Angel Yulie Adams was back in Hillsborough Court and again surprised everyone. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson has covered this story for us from the very beginning and joins us now with his very latest development. Jeff?
Gail, Angel Yulie Adams was sent to jail last week for contempt of court when she refused to tell the judge whether she was pregnant. Today, Angel finally answered the question.
I'm just a single mom with 12 minor children.
When we first met Angel Adams, she was living in a small motel room with 12 of her 15 children, ranging in age from 11 years to 6 months, and she was angry at the system.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children.
DCF Regional Director Nick Cox stepped in and moved Angel and her children to a kid's place in Brandon as a temporary home. But Angel remained defiant. In court last week, Hillsborough County Judge Tracy Sheehan asked Angel a pointed question at a status hearing.
Are you pregnant?
Sheehan demanded to know because she was concerned Adams had been with a man in front of the children at the motel room or in a small 2-bedroom apartment she had lived in before being evicted.
Take her away, deputies.
When Adams refused to answer, Sheehan sent her to jail for contempt of court. Today, at yet another hearing, Sheehan released Adams from jail.
I called in everyone to say I have no interest in leaving her in jail, because I think to do so just burdens the taxpayers of Hillsborough County even further.
Then DCF Regional Director Nick Cox updated the court on the children.
They appear to be doing very well.
And finally, Angel Adams spoke, surprising everyone.
To your question of me being pregnant, no, I am not pregnant. And no, my children have not been around any men outside of their father.
Adams went even further, apologizing to the court and to DCF.
And I do want to apologize to you and say I'm sorry to everybody in the room. You know, I understand that these people have went out of their way to get a house for me and my children.
The children remain in state custody. DCF is working with family members to place the children in homes with family members. Today, the judge revealed when her children were taken away before, Adams went for 10 months without seeing them. DCF Director Nick Cox says he hopes to work with Angel this time to return the children to her, but he says that depends on her actions. In the Tampa newsroom, I'm Jeff Patterson.